What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lazy Couch Thoughts. Today, we're going to be discussing a little bit of a story, a little bit smaller of a story, but should be huge in the sports world. Something that's really slipped through the cracks so far, and I don't really know why. So in case you didn't see it, because apparently a lot of people didn't, CBS wrote a story about the Houston Astros. They are providing housing for their minor leaguers throughout the entirety of the season. That's awesome. Why is that awesome? So traditionally, if you don't really understand how the minor leagues work, first off, they get paid nothing. Traditionally, they've been paid about $500 a week for a long time. This season, they got, an increase up to $700 a week. Woo, yay, $700 a week, while the owner pulls in, $1 billion a year. Okay, yeah. Anyways, but they don't get paid anything, like literally at all. They don't get paid a living wage whatsoever. So traditionally, how the housing setup works is they live in host homes. People will come in, people will say like, all right, this family, this is, I'm sure it's going to be like, retired couples, maybe like empty nesters, people who have money, say like, yeah, like you come live with us, we'll take care of you, we'll provide food, we'll give you dinner every night, you just live in a spare bedroom up there, like that's that. You partner with the MLB team and, that's that. Well, because of COVID, they're not allowed to do that. They actually have to live in pods together, to where like for testing purposes and for positive testing purposes, saying like, all right, well, you three, you have to be together, you three, you have to be together. And I don't know if it's three, I don't know if it's five, I'm assuming, but regardless, it's X amount of players, you have to be together. So you can't live with your own family, you can't live with other people's family, you can only live with your teammates. That's like one of the new COVID rules. So you can't use host homes and say like, hey coach, like we play in Albuquerque, like that's our home stadium. My parents actually live, 5 minutes outside of, Albuquerque. Like, can I go stay with them? It's like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. Like, they won't let you do that. They won't let you go live with your parents during this time, because you don't get paid any money. So the Astros say, hey, you know what? We're going to step up. We're going to do something big for our minor leaguers. We're going to get fully furnished apartments. Like for real, they're gonna get fully furnished apartments in the home cities for the minor leagues, and they're gonna let them stay there. And there's gonna be X amount, maybe 3 players per apartment, and say like, hey, y'all live here, and like we'll cover the rent and everything. We cover the furniture. Y'all worry about playing. You know what I mean? Like y'all worry about developing. Y'all worry about baseball, and that's so awesome. Like that's great. That's something that we don't see. Like minor league players don't get taken care of, and it's because of stupid stuff like the owners basically being greedy, if we're being honest, like not paying the people. But one of the biggest issues with baseball and the minor leagues I have is if you would actually, pay these guys a living wage, if you actually paid them, it doesn't even have to be, a crazy number, but it could be, a few thousand, it could be $4,000 a year. Or 4,000, 5,000 a month, and pay them during the off season, and they're making enough to actually live, and then they say, I'm gonna keep trying, I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep developing, I'm gonna pursue this, instead of saying, yo, like I don't know if I'll make it, like I'm kind of borderline. I may make it if I have the time, but like I can't afford to do this anymore. Like I'm working as an Uber Eats driver, on the off days, and then I'm doing, and then during the off season, I'm working as a janitor half the time, and then on the other side, I'm a pizza delivery guy, and then somewhere in between, I'm gonna have to try and work out 2 times a day, and go hit or go hit off a tee, or go throw a bullpen. Like these things are like it's these things that aren't talked about. Because people don't realize, like, hey, like you see the big numbers, like Spencer Torkelson just signed like the biggest signing bonus ever out of the MLB draft. That's like $8 million, but like guess what? That's not reality. Obviously, because he was the first person to do it, he was the number 1 overall pick. What about these guys who are drafted in the 15th round who may get like a $10,000 signing bonus or whatever, and then they get paid $700 a week now for the rest? Just during the season too. They don't get paid during the off season. So if we actually made this a career, if we actually made this a potential career, saying, hey, come develop, come take 4 or 5 years in the minor leagues, maybe 6 years, you'll be a late bloomer, maybe you'll be like a Mike Yastrzemski type, to where you need 700 games in the minor leagues, but eventually you make it and you become an all-star caliber player. You become one of the top 20 or so outfielders in baseball. Like Mike Yastrzemski right now, I almost said Carl Yastrzemski. Mike Yastrzemski right now is like a very good outfielder, and this is a guy who played 700 games at the minor league level. But he took his time, he developed, he kept grinding, and luckily, I guess his family had the funds to be able to, actually do this, for him to actually stay in the minor leagues for 7 to however many years. Like, he didn't debut until he was 27. Like, that's not normal. So it's awesome that the Astros are taking this opportunity to do this and handle the minor leaguers, because they're also part of their system. Why would you not want to treat your minor leaguers right? Because the purpose of the minor leagues is, hey, we like you a lot, right? We think you're going to be really good at baseball, but however, you're not ready yet. So go down there, you play there, you get better, and then, eventually we'll take you up and you'll be ours. Well, in that sense, if they're going to be yours, if you want them to be yours one day, if you're like, oh my precious, like with the way service time manipulation, we get 7 years of you, wouldn't you want to take care of them? If that's your guys, like the Astros are doing right now, they're taking care of them. Wouldn't you want to take care of them? Wouldn't you want to say, hey, like, we really like you. We really like all of you. Obviously, we drafted you. We signed you. Like, come live in these fully furnished apartments. Come, make a livable wage to where you don't have to worry about delivering pizzas during the off season. Like, it's stupid stuff like that is wrong with the minor league system, and it's so much more issues than just that. That's just one of the bigger ones. Shout out to the Astros for doing this. It is incredible, and baseball teams, please start taking care of your minor leaguers, because I'm so sick and tired of these guys being treated like, less than or a second hand or whatever. Like, one of my favorite things in the world is whenever a dude gets caught up for like 3 days and just gets like 3 big league paychecks. Like, that's awesome, because they'll probably make more in those 3 big league paychecks. I mean, I guess we can kind of do the math. The minimum's about, I think, 600. No, that might be a vet minimum, but it's like around 600,000. They're making a good chunk of money in that time. You got to divide it by 162, but like, they're making a good chunk of money during that time, and it's probably more than what they would make throughout an entire season of playing in AAA. That's nuts. That needs to be changed. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.